Hi everybody. So today we are celebrating the beginning of Scorpio season. It just began today. The sun has just gone into Scorpio, and I'm outside in the Rocky River Metro Parks Reservation, and it is clear that it is fall. Scorpio is a fixed sign. It is the peak of fall. So September is what initiates fall in Libra season. Libra is here to say fall is here, but it's just the beginning. And then the middle of the season is where the fixed signs live. And that is when fall is really here in full swing. We're probably not going to see any more random 80-degree days. This is pure fall. So this is probably going to be one of my last videos that I do outside because it is cold. And but it is a beautiful, beautiful day today. And I get out of my car and I can smell the smell of leaves, and that is what fall is all about. It is about to be Halloween season. We're bundled up, we're ready to eat warm foods and really be outside as much as we can, because the fall is beautiful, but it's also a time when the leaves are falling. Things are falling away, things are coming to an end, things are dying. I've been seeing some dying honeybees, and I just saw a dying woolly mammoth, and it's nature, and it is Scorpio season, and that is why Scorpio rules death, is because death is this integral process, a part of the human experience. It is a rite of passage. It is something that's happening all around us at all times. Death is the very material that creates new life, and that is one of the things that Scorpio can be all about. Scorpio is part of that death and rebirth process, and it sounds so cliche when it's repeated all the time, death and rebirth, but it is fucking powerful. It is so powerful, because all these leaves on the ground here, these leaves are going to become fresh soil in the springtime to birth new life. And these are things that are happening all around us, even within our own bodies. Our cells are dying and new cells are being reborn. So we have a continual opportunity to change, and that is life. Life is all about change. Everything is in flux at all times, and it is that very flux of deep themes like life and death that make us very grateful for life. It's what makes a life, and because everything is in change, we are always grateful for those moments that are precious. And we're grateful for the things that we have, because we know that anything can change at any point in time. And these very deep currents of life that I'm describing is the very realm of Scorpio. And right now, Venus is retrograde in Scorpio. And one of the things I've been seeing a lot of while Venus has been retrograde in Scorpio is that people's sewers and drains have been backing up. And it happened with my washing machine. My washing machine drain literally got clogged, and thankfully my husband is handy and he fixed it, no problem. And then it's happened to several other people I know. And it happened last night at my local astrology meeting. And but we didn't know where it was coming from. And then it happened, I'm just coming back from an astrology conference, and the men's bathroom flooded there. So this is definitely a theme, at least for this Venus retrograde in Scorpio. And it's perfect because Scorpio is a water sign, and it's a reservoir, often below the surface, often something we can't always see. And these pipes and drainage and everything, they're under the sink, they're under the ground, we can't see them. And Scorpio can also be a mucky sign. It's deep. Scorpio is a sign, it's a water sign, it's sensitive, but it often holds on because it's this very deep material that can't always be expressed comfortably. So Scorpio often has to be strong and hold it in, which creates this reservoir of depth. And so anyways, going back to the plumbing issues, is that maybe it's time to revisit those clogs, because sometimes when we hold on to things too long, everything gets clogged and it can't flow properly. You know, you need to be able to take a shit every day, you know, and this is, it's not, I'm not, you know, trying to offend anyone here, but this is something that's natural and something that people don't always like to talk about. And yeah, you need your pump, you need to be able to get rid of things. And a lot of times people just hold on to things. You know, you need to take out your trash or your house is going to stink, you know. And so this is also the realm of Scorpio. We need to be able to get rid of things. We need to be able to let things fall away. We need to be able to let things go. And often in the sign of Scorpio, there's a tendency to hold on. Scorpio is a very passionate, intense sign. It has some amazing qualities. And one of those is its ability to be loyal. But the key is learning when it's okay to let go. Knowing when it's ready to let go. Because some of these signs, you know, don't like to hold on to anything. You know, they can't be bothered. They're on to the next thing. And I think when it comes to our relationships, alluding to Venus in Scorpio, is that sometimes it's very valuable that even if something's uncomfortable, and if you guys are going through an emotionally hard time, guess what? That's life. Life is hard. And being able to stick it out, there's such value to that. Now, the key is knowing when it's healthy to pull out of a situation. If that situation becomes toxic, and you know, you just have to be able to look out for yourself and know when that is. But again, there's such value to be able to stick something out and transform and heal something. And that's what we're being invited to do right now with Venus and Scorpio. And we're coming up on a full moon tomorrow. And the sun conjoins Venus in Scorpio, retrograde, and the moon conjoins Uranus. And so normally Taurus moons are a lot more peaceful and lovey than this. So this one's going to be a little more chaotic with Uranus there. Expect some surprises. But the new moon the full moon answers to that Venus retrograde. So it's really about you know, being able to, you know, there's a focus on relationships, and maybe there's some piping that needs tended to. Maybe we need to drain some emotions out. Maybe we need to bring some of that reservoir to the surface to allow better flow in our relationship. Or, you know, maybe it's not a relationship with another person. Maybe it's a relationship with ourselves, you know, because Venus is all about our personal sense of value. And it's a lot of things. And I made a separate video on this. So I want to stay focused on the other messages here. So, but go ahead and check out that video. It's all about the relationship end of healing in while Venus is in Scorpio, and a lot more. But so we're invited to make choices on this full moon, and the sun and the moon are squaring the nodes of fate. So this is all about choices, and choices can often be transitions. You know, talking about the life and rebirth energy, letting things end and take on a new form. And so a lot of people are in transition right now, and I might have to make this a 2-part video because this is so deep right now. I'm just thinking, on my way home from my astrology conference, I have such respect for my craft and just the legacy of astrology and this art that gives us meaning and symbols to understand life, understand ourselves, and it's just beyond comprehension. So I'm driving home and just full of emotion and gratitude. And one of the things I did on my way home was I listened to a lot of albums by musicians who are at the end of their lives. Johnny Cash, Leonard Cohen, there's David Bowie. A lot of musicians made albums at the end of their lives, and the words are just haunting and poetic and profound. And a lot of them were expressing, the journey of life and could I have done something different. And I highly recommend go listen to Leonard Cohen's album Darker. Watch Johnny Cash's video for Hurt. And these are some of the motifs of Scorpio. And why not let go of some of that stuff now? Johnny Cash at the end of that video, don't want to cry. He said, if I could start again, I would heal, I would find a way. Something to that effect. So I think right now we have choices around healing. And sometimes it can be easier to stay, that's another thing with Scorpio, is we could stay put, we could stay fixed. But we're also invited, there's a lot of energy around change around this lunation. And some of that change takes courage. And, we get one life in this body. And maybe we are lucky to have other lives, but this life is a gift. And, sometimes you just have to take the courageous path of healing. And I think that this lunation offers us that chance to kind of, with Uranus on the moon, break old patterns. Uranus has an ability to show us things in a new light, way that we've never seen it before. It's an illuminating quality. It's an awakening quality. Things happen suddenly. So watch for that sudden shock or surprise or aha moment. And what is it telling you? Because again, we have choices around this full moon. And again, with transitions and energy of Scorpio, things are falling away. And, I have people that I'm very, very close to that are making various kinds of transitions in this life. And some of them are transitions in jobs and relationships, and some are in and out of this life. And I share that because it's real and it's life. And we need more spaces where we can actually talk about these things. And, in the community, there's a lot of emphasis on love and light, and I'm creating my own reality, so I'm just going to be positive. But you're denying life when you say that, because life is a multitude. And it's those experiences of profound suffering, grief, loss, heartache, sadness that create that contrast, that make those positive moments in life worth cherishing again, as I mentioned earlier. And so I wish you a fabulous Scorpio season, and I pray that this full moon serves you to its highest, and I pray that this Venus retrograde serves you to its highest. And may we all have the courage and bravery we need to serve ourselves in the highest way, so that we may be strong and serve the world in the highest and best way that we can, that is humanly possible. And love you all, and love being alive on this planet. So I'm gonna go enjoy the rest of my walk, and I will check in with you next time.